Jesus. I'm not talking about knowing anything about him with 100% certainty. That's simply not possible for anything. I'm talking about knowing in the sense that one knows that one's spouse loves them and will always... That's a bad example. Hold on. Let's see. Knowing in the sense that I know that when I drop this pen, it'll fall to the ground. Even that's a bit much, isn't it? And I'm not even referring to the supernatural claims about Jesus. I'm talking about the mundane facts we'd all like to have about any historical figure. Can we know, for instance, something simple like when Jesus was born? No, we can't. Now, I know what you're thinking. December 25th, right? But I'm talking about the year. And no, Jesus was not born in the year 1 or 0. The monk who, in the 6th century, calculated the year of Jesus' birth got that wrong. Even Pope Benedict admitted as much in 2012. The bigger problem here is that the Gospels have Jesus being born either during the reign of Herod the Great, who died in 4 BCE, or during the census of Quirinius, which took place in 6 CE. That's a 10-year gap, folks. A gap that pushes around all the other events of Jesus' life, including the crucifixion. Obviously, we can't possibly know whether Jesus was actually born of a virgin. That's a supernatural claim. Even conceptually, one can't imagine a scenario in which something like that would be possible, to know that, to have proof of that. I mean, if Mary herself told you that, would you believe her? Not if she was constantly making googly eyes at Joseph's younger, better-looking brother who shared her love of fruit and Grace Slick. How about the crucifixion? Can we know what day that took place? Not even the Gospels agree. Can we know how Jesus handled his crucifixion or what he said while he was on the cross? There's no agreement there either. Mark's Gospel has Jesus silent and devastated. He says only, my God, why hast thou forsaken me?" To which God replies, "You know I can't stand the sight of blood, but I'll see you soon." In Luke's Gospel, Jesus is talky as can be, saying all kinds of things to anyone who would listen. He's in complete control and even concerned for others. Of course, excusagists will tell us that no one should be surprised. We know nothing with any degree of certainty about anyone who lived in the ancient world. Not Socrates, Caesar, the Buddha. The documentation just doesn't exist, which is understandable. For mere mortals living their ultimately trivial lives, the consequences of which have absolutely no bearing on the rest of us. But that's not the case for the life of Jesus, the Christ, is it? The life of Jesus is not just another life. No, the life of Jesus is the pinnacle, apex event in all of existence. The life of Jesus is the reason for all of time and space and matter. It's the reason for all of creation, engineered by a mind so great as to be infinitely beyond our ability to comprehend.
Inconceivable!
The life of Jesus was planned by an all-knowing, all-powerful, omnibenevolent being who knew with absolute certainty exactly how things would play out. This being let 13.8 billion years pass by, waiting for this one event, the only event that would ever genuinely matter for all time. The event on which hangs the eternal salvation of every human being who will ever live on this planet. This all-powerful, all-knowing being knew that our eternal destiny would be exclusively determined by our ability to believe in the life, death, and resurrection of this one historical figure. And yet, with all of that riding on the life and death of his only begotten Son, it never even occurred to him to leave us with so much as an eyewitness to this event, for which everything was created, not one? Really? Historically speaking, God let the life of Jesus play out just like any other life in the ancient world. Genuinely unknown, and unknowable. For this crowning event, the life of Jesus, God, in his infinite wisdom, decided to let his masterpiece play out on a stage where no one in the audience would ever tell us a thing about what happened, about the performance. No reporters, no critics, no theater lovers. God would engineer it so that not even the other actors on stage with the main character would be able to share their unimpeachable point of view about what happened. Can you imagine anything more profoundly stupid, so utterly irresponsible, so completely ridiculous? God bet everything on this one event, shoving all of his chips to the center of the table without holding so much as a pair of deuces? Really? There isn't a bride-to-be in all the world who would be so thoughtless about documenting an important life event. Who among us could ever have imagined an all-powerful, all-knowing being so desperately in need of an event planner? It's like Mr. Deity put this thing together. For Hitchin's sake. Once again, I'm me. Thanks for watching.